coming up in this read. Could this be, Virgo, that you have been a catalyst for someone else's spiritual ascension or their spiritual awakening? Because I am feeling that very much with this. You've basically rocked their world in ways that they never ever expected anybody to have that kind of impact on them. Hi Virgo, so we're going to get into your February reading. If you need any information, you can find it all in my description box and in my pinned comment below. If you're cross-watching for a Virgo, then please switch over the roles because I could be speaking directly to you. And also please do keep in mind that this is a general reading, okay? It's not going to resonate for absolutely everybody, so you only pick up the bits that are resonating for you and leave what doesn't for another Virgo. Also, please do respect the tarot and approach it with patience, an open mind and without expectations, because I always say that tarot often can and will surprise you. Okay, right, so Virgo, what we're doing is we're going to pull 3 cards from this particular deck, and then from a second deck we're going to pull another 2. And that's going to be the foundation for the rest of your reading. Okay, right, so I'm going to take the ones that flipped over because obviously that was half the deck that fell. I do suspect that I dropped those ones, but the ones that flipped over, they did come out. Okay, right, so what are you looking at? You've got the snake, seduction, temptation and possibilities. The lady, strength, dignity and patience. And then the garden, a card of control, struggle for control, untamed passion, a deceptive front, chaos held in check. Okay, right. So again, we're going to take the one that flipped over because obviously there's a lot that's wanting to come out here for you, Virgo. Okay, so we're going to take whatever flips over. It actually has to flip over for us to take it when the cards come out like that, okay? Right, you then have, it's a grave mistake to underestimate yourself, and the unusual is rarely understood, but that makes it no less wondrous. Okay, so if you just give me a second, Virgo. Let me get a feel for this energy. Right, now of course snakes can indicate transformation, right? However, in this particular deck, it's more about your seduction, your temptations and your possibilities. Now, when we combine this with this other energy, it's weird because the odd one out is the lady. This is the odd one out. There's 2 main messages that's coming through with this one, Virgo. You have to be patient with me because I'm trying to find the words to pass on. 2 main messages. The first one, somebody could be trying to seduce you into doing something where you don't quite feel ready. Okay, so you could be feeling as if you're being pushed by someone else to do something that you're not necessarily comfortable with. So for example, that they could be trying to get you to be physically intimate with them before you feel ready. There could be a bit of that that's going on for some of you. And for others of you, this could be saying that you're trying not to be led down the path of temptation. You're trying to control your... It's not your passions, it's something else. You're trying to control your impulses. You're trying to control your impulses. That's the message that I'm getting. So either you need to try and tame another individual, tell them to slow down a wee bit because you're just not ready yet, or you're trying to tame yourself. You're trying to get yourself to slow down. And then you've got these two. There's a question of like self-belief. It's almost as if you're questioning as to whether or not you're going to be strong enough to refrain from acting on impulse. And you are strong enough to refrain from it, Virgo. Okay, so don't make the mistake of underestimating yourself. Now, someone might not understand your the reasons behind why you're doing certain things in the way that you're doing. You're trying to follow a set plan here with the garden, with that being all about control. So there's like a, just to try and put an imagery to the energy that I'm feeling when you're gardening. So you would look at the soil, you would check the quality of the soil, you'd dig out the weeds, then you'd turn over the soil, you'd fertilize it, and then you'd start planting your seeds. Okay, there's an order, there's like a natural order to everything, and it's like you're trying to follow a natural order to something, and someone else doesn't understand why you're doing certain things. It's not really for them to understand though, because your business is your business, and how you do things is unique specifically to you. They don't have to understand it. It's a weird reading. Right, so we're going to start pulling your tarot just to keep this energy moving. And we'll see if the messages in your tarot are corresponding to the messages that we've already had out, or if there's something else entirely unrelated. Okay, we don't know yet. Okay, can I have a 9-card spread for Virgo, please? It's for Virgo. Okay. Right, so any of the zodiacs that I mentioned, please do use your discernment, because they could be placements in your chart, they could be placements in someone else's chart, or they could be character traits as well. Okay, so you have the 3 of Swords, it's Libra, High Priestess, it's Moon, which is Pisces and Cancer, possibly. The 2 of Coins is Capricorn. The King of Coins off balance, that is Taurus energy. Okay, the Tower, Mars, so Aries, Scorpio. The 8 of Wands is Sagittarius, as is the Temperance, and then you've got Death, Scorpion. At the bottom of the deck you have, this is the energy that I was feeling on your pre-shuffle. Something underhand that's going on around you. The 7 of Swords, Aquarian energy. Now, obviously, we've mentioned quite a lot of the zodiacs. So the dominant signs that's coming through in this read is Libra, Aquarius, definitely Scorpio and Sagittarius. Okay. Hidden under that one is the Ace of Cups. Okay, that's interesting. And the 6 of Wands. Your overall energy here is indicating that somebody's lying to themselves about how they feel. Now, this could be somebody lying to themselves about how they feel towards you, or you could be lying to yourself about how you feel towards something or someone. Denial. There's definitely denial here. Can you tell us more, please, about that 7 of Swords for Virgo? Some of you have got Libra placements in your chart. I'm feeling a Libra Venus. There's a Libra Venus here. Tell us more about that 7 of Swords, please, for Virgo. Thank you. The World, fixed energy. Ah, okay. So there's a difference of opinion with this particular world. I'm just looking at that red ribbon, and whenever I see red ribbons, it tells me that there's a very strong soul connection here between a couple of people. Okay, red ribbons, soul tie, soul connection. Either you or someone else is denying this soul connection, which again, this isn't supposed to be a love read, but for some of you, this is swinging towards love and relationships. For others of you, I feel that this is more about self-love. Okay, so take it as it resonates, because obviously I don't know the personal details of your life. I don't know who it is that you're dealing with and all the rest of it, okay? All I can do is just read your cards. Somebody is in denial, and they're needing to take a closer look at why they are struggling to admit their feelings about someone or something to themselves. A lot of internal work here is required. Okay, and I'm feeling for most of you, Virgo, this is pertaining to someone else. The Tower is central to your read. So this is feeling like an epiphany rather than a destructive force. Okay. Just again, because I have to read it in context. Now, granted, you do have the Three of Swords there, then the Tower, and then the Death. But also, you've got the High Priestess, the Tower, Temperance, King of Coins off balance, the Tower, Queen of Cups upright. Okay, so there's an energy of give and take. Two of Coins, the Tower, Eight of Wands. For some of you, this could be, with that King of Coins coming out off balance, this could be somebody who is highly respected in their community, and they've had to face a lot of things about themselves recently, which has brought on a lot of really intense change and transformation specifically for them. And they're struggling to keep themselves in balance, keep themselves in check. Now, I feel that this epiphany potentially belongs to them, because whoever resonates as the King of Coins off balance, they're the ones that are struggling. That's why they came out a bit distorted. Okay. This could also be, Virgo, that someone has got a distorted opinion of themselves. They could be putting themselves on a pedestal, and then that epiphany, suddenly learning that they're not as untouchable as what they had previously imagined themselves to be, which is what's causing this disappointment here, because it's right on top of their head. Okay, we do see that you will be receiving communication, Virgo, from whoever this individual is, and it feels very humble. Okay, this epiphany is a distorted King of Coins energy being humbled. They have been forced to look at themselves in a way that absolutely does make them uncomfortable, but it's also unavoidable as well. Now, with the High Priestess and Temperance being here also, it's indicating that, again, with that spiritual connection, there's something very divinely guided about this particular situation. Okay, a spiritual transformation, absolutely, that much is evident. Could this be, Virgo, that you have been a catalyst for someone else's spiritual ascension or their spiritual awakening? Because I am feeling that very much with this. You've basically rocked their world in ways that they never ever expected anybody to have that kind of impact on them. Okay. They've been rejecting certain parts of themselves with this Queen of Cups for a long time, and that pertains to their feelings, them being vulnerable with others. They have rejected that side of themselves for a long time, and again, like, you have been a catalyst for their, whatever you want to call it, awakening, ascension, either or. But now they understand that they need to start being honest with themselves, and they need to start being a lot more respectful as well of the other people around them, and that they can't just go around hurting others for their own gratification. That's basically what they used to do in the past. Why is that Three of Swords here, please, for Virgo? Hierophant, yeah. Taurus energy. So the card of commitments, and I'm getting lessons. Again, with the red ribbon, some kind of karmic lessons here. Now, you could have been a karmic lesson for this individual, or they could have served their purpose as being a karmic lesson for you, so that you would see your worth and your value, and so that you would get more comfortable with your emotions and being vulnerable to others. Again, this can go either way, okay? So take it as it resonates. I'm going to find out what this Eight of Wands is. Why is the Eight of Wands here, please, for Virgo? Okay, Queen of Swords. That's more or less in reverse. So, a difficult conversation here. You can tell us more, please, about that Queen of Swords reversed. Okay, thank you. Ten of Cups. Could be a member of your family. Could be, doesn't have to be. Three of Coins and Temperance. Okay. Alright, so with this, very careful communication, Virgo, okay, because there's a difficult, the energy feels really difficult, so thank you for being patient with me as I try and figure out what it is that's going on here. Because it does feel like I'm coming up against the energetic brick wall. So this could be symbolic for the energetic brick wall between yourself and another individual. You's never seeing eye to eye, never really being able to compromise, because they're coming across as quite sort of stubborn to the point of stupidity. And it's indicating that there is a difficult conversation that's coming up soon, possibly within the next 8 days. Yeah, as soon as that, with this individual that you've been having struggles with. And you're being asked to be careful about how you communicate with this individual, okay? Now, you are being divinely protected, and this conversation has been orchestrated, I'm feeling, by a source outside of both of you as well, because there's something that is left unfinished with this particular situation. All right, so through this difficult conversation, with you remaining calm and fair and being the voice of reason as well, a compromise is going to be reached where you're both going to be able to transform the situation, move forward, whether that means together or separately. It's completely up to you. All right, but ultimately it's not going to be sorted until this has been aired out through a conversation, okay? For some of you, this is a member of your family with the Ten of Cups, right? For others of you, this is pertaining to a situation at work. This could be a boss who basically abused their position of authority, and through some bizarre sequence of events, It could be telling me that for some of you, that boss might have fallen in love with you and realized that there's more to life than just figures on a sheet, how much is in the bank, what the shareholders' opinions are, you know, with that weird King of Coins energy. It's like something really unexpected has been felt by this individual, and that's given them the nudge that they needed to become a better person. And you're the catalyst to this. You've got Temperance again. So there could be a Sagittarius or a Taurus or a Pisces involved with this. Could be, doesn't have to be, not necessarily, okay? Everything in balance and moderation, with Temperance here twice, okay? You're being told to, I'm taking that quite literal. You're being told to keep your temper, or keep your temper in check. But there's that careful balance, that careful blend of opinions, agreeing to disagree. I'm feeling that really, really strongly, agreeing to disagree, all right? It's not very clear of a read from my point of view, but again, whoever that's going to resonate for, it will resonate for. And if it doesn't, it's not a problem. What else, please, for Virgo? Okay. A change in the wind. Yeah. Preparing for a storm, awareness of plans not being built on firm ground, and feeling uncertain. So I'm feeling that this is your current energy at the moment, Virgo. Feeling uncertain about where you stand. You know, where do you stand with this person? And at the bottom of the deck, the gate, the garden and the gate. So that's all about coming out of your comfort zone, okay? Abundant prosperity, staying safe, bodes well for finances and other personal pleasures, venture outside the gate. So it's time for you to do something that is, I want to say, unusual for you, Virgo. Taking a risk. And specifically, you're being asked to take a risk on yourself. Okay, it's time for you to step outside of your comfort zone and to see, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but to see your own power and to really lean into your strengths rather than overthinking of your weaknesses. Okay, everybody's got strengths and weaknesses. The issue I feel with this garden and the gate is you might tend to fixate on your weaknesses instead of leaning more into your strengths. All right, so step outside of your comfort zone. It's time to do things differently and really investigate where your strong points are, right? What else, please, for Virgo? Seeing, perspective, truth, knowledge and clarity. So for those who are into numerology, that's number 37, which reduces into a 10. And 10s are all about endings and brand new beginnings. Okay, so we'll do the usual rule of 3. We'll take the healing message from the creator of the deck, your second and most important message from your own intuition while you're looking at the card, and then your third message will be from my intuition. Okay, right. Perspective, truth, knowledge and clarity. Look with new eyes upon the world that you're creating. Expand your view and your whole reality will grow with it. This card is an invitation to seek new knowledge and expand your perception of reality. See yourself and others as spiritual beings on a journey. Recognize the patterns that are playing out in your life and the role that you do play or could play in the world. Take pleasure in being part of the ongoing development of the universal consciousness. Enjoy the process of gradually learning about your place in the world. Through introspection, we grow to understand ourselves. We also begin to see other people, situations, and the world at large with a more expanded sense of clarity. Now is a great time for self-reflection, journaling, meditation, for looking within. Ask yourself to reveal a higher view of your path and be open to seeing anew. Be willing to let go of restricted ways of seeing things. Be open to not knowing and not understanding some things. Acknowledge new ideas, slowly allowing yourself to evolve and your place in the world to unfold. It's time to see beyond all preconceived limitations to the deeper truth within. Be present in the physical, but remember to see beyond it, opening to a wider view of your reality. Look for the positive and the good in people and situations, even amidst seeming imperfection. Look for the beauty in life, and it will reveal itself in and to you. Take a fresh look at yourself and the world that you're creating. Seek deeper meaning and underlying truths. Open yourself to the eagle's view, seeing both the bigger picture and the finest detail from great heights. Call upon your inner eye to see the highest truth. Yeah, see, that particular energy describes to me a spiritual awakening. It really, really does. Because it's like, when you have a spiritual awakening, you're suddenly faced with the reality that there are certain things out there that we could never understand fully. I mean, we could definitely make our best guess, but ultimately that's all they'll ever be, is our best guess. There are other things at play here that are requiring you at the moment to not just be all in the physical and not just be all in the spiritual, but to be in both, if that makes sense. So balance and moderation, all right? And again, that could also be a message for the other person that you're dealing with, Virgo. Somebody that had a spiritual awakening via meeting you. Could that be a message for them to stop being all just in the physical and to lean a wee bit more into the spiritual? Because you need both. You definitely need a bit of both. So it's the extremes. Somebody is living in the extremes and they're being asked to see more possibilities. It's a nice read. Okay, so I'm pulling out the swearing cards. If anybody is allergic to swearing, then you don't have to listen. Also, don't forget to join me again on the 16th of February at 5 p.m. GMT for your love read. And if you don't want to miss a video, then subscribe and stay notified. What else for Virgo, please? Okay. You giving too many fucks. Give 0. So whatever it is that you're worried about, Virgo, make sure that it's your own problem that you're worried about and not someone else's problem, okay? Shame, regret and guilt, those are just bullshit. Forgive, let that shit go. So forgive yourself as and when needed. You do you. Yeah. Stop trying to change people. That shit never works. So if you feel that you have to try and force someone else to see your point of view, it's probably not the best way to spend your energy. Get the fuck out of your head. Get in your heart, it misses you. Shit's about to get real. You need your people around you. And detox. drink a smoothie, unfriend that asshole, and throw some shit out. Yeah. So see, for this one here with the shit's about to get real, that's for the individual who is too much in one world, as in too much in the physical world and not enough in the spiritual world. Shit's about to get real for them, and it's about to get real quick. Real quick. That's where that tower's coming from. What else, please, for Virgo? Okay. Oh, it's so cute. Be free. And result. Well done, you. Doesn't that feel better? Working on yourself always pays off. You're on your way to no fucks given freedom. Do not pass go. You're no longer playing the game. There is no self-imprisonment here, just living life your way. Yeah, being free. Not putting so much effort or thought, I should say, into the opinions of others, especially the negative opinions of others as well. See, that there's always this thing where you're worried about what others might say. Now you're no longer putting much of any effort into that, because it's like, well, it's a respect for you, and it's a respect for others as well, I guess, because it's like, you know that what other people may or may not think about you is actually none of your business. So yeah, not only is that respectful of yourself and others, but it's also very empowering as well, because as soon as you release the it's like being imprisoned by the opinions of others, keeping yourself small out of fear of what others may or may not say. I mean, you could have been somebody that was bullied your entire life, and you might have learnt to basically just keep yourself small, you know, out of fear of having eyes looking at you, because eyes on you automatically means being judged, and oftentimes in a negative manner. So we tend to create like a prison around ourselves, because we put so much stock into what other people say. So then you stop being true to yourself. But we're seeing that you've broken free from that particular prison, and really embracing this new position of personal power that you find yourself in. Okay, I do apologise for stuttering. I struggle to articulate things sometimes, especially when there's so many messages coming through as well. It's like I have to pick out the loudest of all of the messages and get that across. So yeah, that is what I have for you, Virgo. If you would like to book a reading with me that is more catered towards your specific needs, then the link to do so can be found in my pinned comment below. Thank you so much to everybody who has liked, shared, subscribed and supported my channel. It really does help me to get the messages out there to those who are needing to hear them. And thank you so much for watching. We shall speak again soon. Bye.